Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our next guest in the studio today is actually from an organization that we've never really talked to before, and I'm not all that familiar with the organization, so we're glad to have her here to explain what they do, and it involves children, obviously. Sabrina Berry, thank you so much for coming in, and it's Riders United for Children.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you gave me a brochure here. So that people out there that may not be familiar with the organization, what is your your mission statement, if you would?
Our mission statement is to, I have to kind of read it because we
That's
just
okay.
revamped it.
Right.
Riders United for Children, RU4C, is a child-centered, non-political, result-oriented 501c3 organization which exists to end child abuse, help children and family in needs through educational, financial, and social means.
Okay. Well, so I think you were telling me before the show started that the organization itself has been in the Harrison area for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? So it's a national organization.
It is a national organization.
Okay.
It originated out of Fayetteville. Dago is our founder, and he started the organization to kind of help broken families, to fill in the gaps where other organizations we were seeing maybe we're falling through some cracks.
Okay, so you're basically you're helping children and or families, or is that kind of elaborate a little bit for me?
Well, for instance, anything, if let's say a mother in domestic violence, that family is, that child or children, they're going to all be affected by the dynamics of that. So, for instance, we had a situation here in Harrison where a woman, victim, was actually kidnapped, held at gunpoint, and shot at. And luckily, by the grace of God, she was saved from that situation. The child was there with them during this whole ordeal. There was a loophole in our justice system, and they allowed him to come out. So we worked with the woman and the children, and the prosecuting attorney's office wanted her to a safe place. So we stepped in, and we helped with financial means to move her, and physically moved her. We just took a Saturday and just literally moved her from one place to another and relocated her to safety.
I got you.
So,
almost like a safe house type thing.
Yeah, well, we just moved her into a home, into another place. But yes, we would work along with Sanctuary, Grandma's House, any of the organizations that the call to make sure that the kids were taken care of. And we know that there's other resources out there, so we will work alongside with them.
So, and it's ironic, really, that Grandma's House was just here right before you on our show. Do you, as far as the references, or how do you find out? Where's your first step to find out the need? Which it comes from Arkansas State Police Crimes Against. Where does it come from?
It could come from numerous places. Yesterday morning, we received a call from BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse, and we actually got a referral from them. Because what the situation was, it was more into our guidelines, and so they referred a child to us, and so we kind of worked that way. We work with DHS. We're working along with them in hopes to get a mentoring program going for foster care children. We're working on that now with them. We're going to be working with CASA with their teen mentoring and working along with them on that. So we get many referrals from different places. It could just be a parent calling us. I had a young lady come in and say, my child's been abused. I just need support. And so we just come in and we do an intake, and then we vote on taking on this family, whether it be financial or what have you, whatever the need is. And then we go out and we become a support for that child and the family. It's not just that child. We're going to help all the kids in the home. We're not just going to single one child out.
Sure. Do you have like an office or a facility? Do you have some place, or are you just online, or how does
We
that work?
have, we meet every month at Harrison Housing Authority, actually.
Okay, right.
And we use their conference room for our meetings. But we also have a website. It's www.ru4c.org. We have a local Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
RU4C Harrison, Arkansas chapter. You can look us up on Facebook. So we have different, we have our phone number,
Right.
which is 870-577-7817 or 870-577-3515.
Okay.
And that's a local number. And so there's many ways of getting in touch with us if a child needs help, or if a family is, if you're just wondering, do they meet the criteria, give us a call. We'll talk it over and figure out what the problem is, what the situation is.
So you really do a lot of similar things, I should say, I guess, that, for instance, maybe Grandma's house, they've got, they take it a little bit further on out, I guess,
Right.
because they've got the specialist, and,
Yes.
which I doubt that you get into that part of it.
Right.
But you also interact with those
Yes.
organizations a
Yes.
lot. I could see where actually your organization, we have CASA come on. In fact, they're coming on again in our show next week. But I could see where an organization like yours could be very helpful to somebody like a CASA, where they're mentoring. Their job is to mentor and stay with these young people through the court system as they make their way through the very complicated juvenile court system.
Right.
And I can see where your organization would be very, very helpful in that side of it, particularly because you're familiar with some of this and the way it works, and you're already volunteering your time. And okay, so I see you've got your vest on here,
Yes.
which is typically someone who is involved in a motorcycle organization.
Right.
So did it start from a motorcycle group? Is that where it started? Is
Yes.
that what you're?
Yes. It started out as a motorcycle group.
Okay.
And we have, for instance, in April we'll ride for an awareness ride, and we want to collect money because it takes money to help. We don't just help individual children, we also help organizations. For instance, the Call. We have given them gift cards or gas cards. We're helping a child actually this afternoon make a trip to Little Rock for a specialist, for a child to see a specialist. So in order to help and maintain these, we have to bring in funds.
Sure, absolutely, yes.
And so we're doing a 100-mile ride, and so we try to get people to donate for that. That's going to be in April.
Is that what you have here as your next event?
That's going to be our next
So it's
event.
going to be a fundraising event for
Yes.
you. And
Yes.
tell a little bit about it. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left. Is it start here in Harrison?
It will start here in Harrison, and I don't know the route yet. My husband will put that together. He enjoys doing that. And we usually get together with some of our surrounding chapters, Mountain View, and whoever wants to take place. And we love for other organizations too, CMA, any other organization, bike organization that wants to ride with us, or just an individual. And so we're going to ask for donation, and we'll go through, we'll go out and solicit funds and try to bring funding in for that. Another way that we get funding is we work the AMP at Rogers, and we work the concerts. So we do sales for the beer and wine, and we get 100% of the tips, and then a certain percentage, and so it goes into a large pot that divvies out to all of the chapters that help. So.
Good. Okay. Roughly, we've got a couple minutes left. But
Okay.
About how many members would you have roughly in Harrison? How many members?
In Harrison, we have 6 people in our chapter right now.
Okay.
We're fairly small. We would love for other people to join in, and I think they will.
Once they hear.
They hear about us. And
Right.
So.
But I would think like Springdale would have
They have a lot more than we do, yes.
Yeah, quite a few people.
Yes, and Fayetteville and Fort Smith, the bigger towns have a bigger,
right.
A bigger group. But we're growing.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, you've certainly got it. Your mission is certainly a worthwhile mission that you've taken on, as many organizations in the Harrison area and surrounding areas, when it has to do with abused children or families that are in abused situations or just need help. And in foster care, we talk about the call and so forth. So it's good to get you in here and find out a little bit about. I'm sure being a new organization, you need exposure to get the word out there. Thank you for letting
us come in.
So if somebody wanted to find out more about it, could they just call the 870 number?
Yes.
870-577-7817. If you're watching the show and you'd like to find out more about the organization, it's called Riders United for Children. And obviously they've got a brochure and a good mission statement. So thank you so much for coming in today, Sabrina. We appreciate it. And as you go forward, give us a call and we'll have you back on and talk about maybe right before you ride, get people
that'd be
involved.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you again. Appreciate it. And thanks for all your hard work in the organization.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Connection today. We hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. We'll see you again next time on The Connection Show.